I have not really had my heart broken like that. I mean, obviously, apno ne dil toda hai, doston ne dil toda hai. He was a lot of fun to work with. बहुत मजाक करता है. He always was taking my case. Um, like any other relationship, of course, it took some time to foster it because in the beginning, actually, mera COVID scare ho gaya tha. I was shooting for something else in Delhi, and on the way back, I got a false positive, and the
Oh,
next day was Broken's first day.
hi Sonia, welcome to Pinkvilla. It's a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for the time and the conversation. How would you describe your character in Broken but Beautiful, Rumi, and what drew you towards that role?
Of course, Rumi is a 20-something girl trying to figure out her life, which is very relatable. I'm a 20-something girl and I just moved to India and I'm figuring out my life every day. So she's feisty, she's angry, she's बहुत गुस्सा करती है. She's like, if you tell her something, she'll just throw it right back at you. And I mean, that kind of drew me to her, because I'm not really like that, and playing something that is just so opposite me is very exciting, and it's challenging, and I gladly accepted the challenge.
Correct. And you know, the show is about love and heartbreaks and everything. Have you experienced these two emotions in life?
People keep asking me that. Not so, I've never really been in a serious relationship, and I'm not in one right now. So I have not really had my heart broken like that. I mean, obviously, apno ne dil toda hai, doston ne dil toda hai. So in that sense, I've had heartbreak, but I can't imagine how like that other heartbreak must feel. I tried to as much as possible with Rumi, obviously, and that was my first glimpse into that world. But I mean, yeah, ऐसा कुछ experience personal life में नहीं हुआ है.
So, you know, when you have not experienced a certain emotion in personal life, personally, how easy or difficult is it for you to, you know, understand what the character is going through? And what was the process of, you know, because this is quite an intense space for you as an actor to start with. So how did you get a knack of that emotion and portray it on screen in a way that it seems organic?
That's a great question. It took some time, honestly. Even a lot of Rumi's choices, I would be like, she's so stupid. Why is she doing that? But like accepting her choices and understanding that Rumi feels like that is the right thing to do and justifying her choices. That took a little bit of a process, but once I got to understand Rumi, it all made sense. And in terms of heartbreak, I mean, of course, like I said, dosto ne aur apno ne dil toda hai. So I have a little bit of that, but then obviously, I mean, working with my director and having conversations, you know, conversations with people who have had their heart broken and understanding where their mentality was at that point of time. And मेरे साथ नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन I just gathered as much information as I could, and the pain that someone goes through or the relief that someone goes through, you know, there's so many emotions that are mixed with it. So I tried my best.
And how is it working with Sidharth? He's such a big name on the social media, and you know, every day we see so many trends happening around him. So how is it working with him? And if you could share some anecdotes of working with him on the set and your experience as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, it was great working with him. I say this all the time. He was a lot of fun to work with. बहुत मजाक करता है. He always was taking my case. Like any other relationship, of course, it took some time to foster it and understand the other person. I've never met him, he's never met me, so just like any other person, it took some time to get to know each other. But yeah, अच्छी दोस्ती बन गई थी, and we would just have fun on set. I mean, the whole crew kind of became a family. We were seeing each other every day, तो परिवार सा बन गया था. काम नहीं लगता था, basically. But yeah, he's anecdotes, I mean, there's so many, but to remember, remembering a few. Let's see. Honestly, I just remember him making fun of me all the time. Like in between takes, I'm like about to do an emotional take and then he'll make fun of me for it. And I'm like, I need time. And he's one of those actors who just like snaps into character, which I need to learn from him because he is seasoned. You know, he's been working in the industry for so many years. He doesn't need the time. He's there. and I need the time. So he would परेशान करता रहता था, मतलब हमें को दूर जाना पड़ता था उससे. But yeah, he's a lot of fun to work with.
Okay, so how was the entire experience like? Because there are so many COVID cases, so many safety protocols, and shooting must have been challenging, I'm sure. So
of course, I mean, I give it all credit is due to my production. I mean, they somehow handled it. We were as safe as possible. Everybody wore their masks except for actors during the scene, obviously. But I would randomly get tested because in the beginning, actually, mera COVID scare ho gaya tha. I was shooting for something else in Delhi, and on the way back, I got a false positive. And the next day was Broken's first day. So that was kind of like a heart attack for my producers. But then after delaying for 10 days and me getting tested again and again, turns out it was a false positive. But uske baad, everyone was on their toes. Like somehow we got through without anybody getting any cases. Sabko uske baad hua tha. Show ke baad sabko COVID ho gaya.
Your brother is also in the showbiz. He has done so many series, shows, everything. How supportive was he of you, and how much did he help you in the acting front?
I mean, but we've always been close, and he's always helped me. He's always guided me. You know, even jab main college mein se I was getting my job and I was moving to New York, he guided me, and I wanted to move to India right away. He's like, no, Sonia, you stay, you get a job, and then you do classes and all of that, and that's what I did. And jab main India bhi move hui thi, he kind of navigated the whole process for me. He told me the breakdown of how the industry works, who the casting directors are, and all of that stuff. But yeah, he's extremely supportive. He's always there to listen, to help.
And last one, what next for you after Broken But Beautiful? Is there anything in the pipeline or?
Let's see, I'm taking it one step at a time. I'm still giving auditions because they're so much fun to give. But yeah, things are up in the air and conversations are happening. So I'm just going to take it dheere dheere.
Okay, but is there any particular space that you want to explore, or
in terms of genres or something?
Yeah, in terms of genres as well as the character.
Character-wise, I am always attracted to things that are kind of opposite me. You know, like we were talking about, justifying characters. So it would be very interesting for me to play like some sort of, I don't know, I've always had a dream to play some sort of evil role because I think it would just be so much fun. And understanding the character, justifying the character. And obviously, I mean, I always want to play like a Bollywood sweetheart. There's two complete opposites, but I would love to play both, do justice to both. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to anything at the moment.
Correct. And you're looking for Bollywood films as well, or?
I mean, yeah, of course. I'm open to everything.
Perfect. And before signing off, any last words you want to say on the show?
We worked really hard on it. We believe in the story, and I really hope you guys like it. I hope it puts a smile on your face in these tough times. And yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sonia. It was lovely talking to you. Wish you all the best for the show.
Thank you so much. Great talking to you too.